this is the little book with all the Janet Klein figures. Some that were sent to me by Christine and some that I've bought myself. So I called it Guys and Dolls because there's both boys and girls in. And there's the front cover. All the backgrounds are done with Distress Oxides, and then some of them have a bit of stenciling in, and you might be able to see some odd bits of stamping as well. So we open up and we've got the little air hostess or cabin crew, and I don't know whether he's the pilot or he's cabin crew as well, and she says adventures await, and he says say yes to new adventures. I thought that was sort of a bit of an apt beginning to a book, to see what's coming up next. Next we've got Rapunzel, Let Your Hair Down, the castle. And then we've got one of my favourites, and that's Charlie Chaplin. Just couldn't resist buying Charlie Chaplin. Had to have the set when he came out. And I've just written on that, what's up, Chuck? You've got some cinema tickets and one of those take scene things, clapperboards, that's what it is, isn't it? And he stood on a brick wall. I don't know if you can see the stamping for the brick wall. She's just got some shading underneath her. We turn over and we've got a little girl with a bunch of flowers, butterflies in the sky, nice and sunny. We've got a little boy on the other side. He's playing on his Game Boy or whatever it is that he's got. There's the computer screen or television screen that he's playing on underneath the lamp. Next we've got a cup of tea. Tea, a hug in a cup. And there's a little tea bag. And there's a little bunch of leaves, tea leaves. And it's 7 o'clock. Don't know it's 7 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock in the morning there, to be quite honestly. But any time's tea time, I think. But then on the opposite page, we've got a little girl who says, who wants coffee? And she's accompanied by 2 little pet rabbits. But she's been reading Louise Mary Alcott, Charles Dickens, and one of the Brontes. She's got the books on the table, along with a plant with the tulip in. And that's a slightly different background. Again, we're back outside. The little girl here with a drink in her hand, who says she's quite happy to share with a little bird. On the opposite side, we've got another little girl, and she's out with her carrots feeding a rabbit. I don't know if you can see the circles. I did those with brilliance. I don't know, I think it was white, just white brilliance. So they don't show up very, very well. Over here we've got the lemonade stand, 50p for a lemonade. And he's there, handing out the lemonades. There's his lemonade jug. Little dog sat waiting expectantly. And he's saying, there you are. So he's handing you a little glass of lemonade. And there's the bunting on the actual stall. On the opposite side, we've got 2 little girls who've obviously been there. She's helping him, I think. She's handing out the lemonade. Or is it orangeade she's got? But she's halfway drunk hers. And she's saying, more please, more please. Next page shows a little boy going fishing with some fish and a bucket and his fishing rod. And then we've got another little girl, different one again. All the little girls are different, by the way. This one says me and Fluffykins. So that's her and her pet rabbit. Over here we've got more rabbits, lots and lots of birds and a dog. And a little boy with his head on one side. So I decided he must be Dr. Dolittle, but Dr. Dolittle Jr. On this other side we've got another little boy wearing a little hat and taking his dog for a walk. He's saying walkies. And over here we've got another little girl drinking coffee again. It's a different little girl to the other one. She's got some books up on the shelf behind her. Little life happens, coffee helps. And here we've got another little girl who's out in the rain. You can hardly see the raindrops, but there are actually some raindrops here. They don't show up very well. And she's taking her dog out for a walk. She's got her raincoat on and she's saying, rain, rain, go away. And I drew some clouds in the sky for this one. Little boy here, obviously keen on his baseball, and he's saying, do you want to play? Little girl clutching a heart, and there's some hearts around her, some flowers, and it says sending love to you. Next one, we're in the kitchen, and she's got the stove with a pan on. She's got a shelf up there with a coffee pot and a casserole dish, and she's stirring and making a wish at the same time. Or is she asking you, do you want to make a wish? And then we've got this other little girl who's out shopping. She's having a good spend. And obviously it's the fashion shop that she likes to go in. She's got quite a fashionable coat on as well, and a handbag to match. And she's got a berry on her head. And then we come to another one with a little girl with some butterflies. There's some butterflies up in the sky and some flowers down. And she's saying, I want to fly like you. Opposite her is another little girl. She's got a sun hat on. And she's with the birds, and they're saying tweet, tweet. Next page, another one, feeding the birds again. And over the page we've got Frida, and she's there with the paint tubes all around her and her little paint palette there, and she's saying, I paint my own reality, which is a saying that goes with a lot of stamps that you have with Frida on. Then we've got a little boy in his car. These are his new wheels, and he's taking his girlfriend out for a ride. This was sort of inspired, the colour of red actually was inspired because my friend's son just bought himself his first car, and he bought a red one. He didn't want a red one, but he ended up liking this particular car, and it was a red one, so I painted this one red. Then we've got the little craft girl who says, I'm a mixed media type of girl, and she's got the scissors, the paint brushes, the tubes of paints, paint chart. She's got brushes in her hand, and she's got a little tub there with scissors and things in. She likes doing all sorts of things with different art things. Over here we've got twins, double trouble, double delight. Two little girls, both holding flowers, and they're twins, but they've got their hair different colour. Over the page we've got a little boy, and he's there with his little dog, and the dog's got a bone, and he's wanting to go out and play. And both of them are stood on the wall, and he says, do you want to play? So let's hope he goes off playing. Next we've got a little girl here with a big parcel. It's nearly as big as her, is that present, and she's got some bunting on top, and that says party party. And then we've got little cowboy and the cactus, blaze your own trail. Here again, little girl, lots and lots of flowers, so decided that one could be Mary Mary, but she's not contrary. And then another one with a crown on her head with a heart on, so I decided we'd give her the saying, the heart that gives gathers, and put lots of little hearts around her. This one is a little girl with a crown of flowers on her head, and she's holding a little star. I don't know if you can see it twinkling, but I wrote on it, twinkle twinkle little star. And opposite her we've got it's a lovely day, because I decided that looked a little bit like rays of sunshine, even though it's purple. And then we've got, now the guy who sort of who's in charge of making all these stamps is called Abs, and this is his favourite little character. And she's actually called Pineapple Queen, and she's just wearing her vest and her knickers, and she has a little crown on her head, and she says, today I will just wear underwear and a crown. And then this is one of my favourite characters, Read, get lost in a good book, and it's this little girl sat on the floor reading, and a pile of books at the side of her. We're coming to the end now, and that's one that's lots of people have this one as their favourite, the one that's flying. With brave wings she flies, and her wings have actually got glitter on as well, but probably doesn't show. But I like this little girl. She was the type of girl the moon chased and the stars wished for, and she's just sat there, and it's night time. And we come to the back cover, and we've got a little girl sat down saying her prayers, and to finish the book off I said night night. So it's night night from me.